It's the Full Court Press with Eric Franson and Jason Walker.
Welcome back to the to the show that we're doing right now.
Following the local teams, breaking down the biggest games with in-depth analysis and team interviews.
There's going to be much higher expectations, sense of awareness of what we bring to the table.
Join the show by calling into 435-752-1069 or text 435-339-0321. It's the Full Court Press.
Sproles, answer. Yes! Caught! Touchdown! They did it!
Welcome on into the Full Court Press here on 106.9 FM, 1390 AM, The Fan. Streaming online at 1069thefan.com and the 1069 The Fan mobile app. I'm Jason Walker, and Eric Franson is out for the day. So I've invited in our pinch hitter for the show, the one, the only, Egbert Sanderson.
That was good. That was good. Egbert Salvesen.
Egbert Sanderson.
Sorry, Sanderson.
Ajay Salvesen, everyone. Welcome back on into the show.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, man.
Yeah, glad to have you here. And a big day, obviously, previewing San Diego State, as the Aggies will be there. I think they're already on their way. I think they left early today.
Oh, you don't want to talk about women's basketball?
We should, I guess.
No, you don't want to. I understand.
We talked about them yesterday, getting that win over in Nevada.
My flight got to... Dude, that trip home was long. We left at 1:30. No, we left at 11:30 to get to the airport. Got there at 12, about 15. And we were scheduled to leave at 2 and be home in Logan by 6:30. Flight got delayed 3 hours. We didn't get home till 9 o'clock at night last night.
Gosh.
Dude, the Reno airport sucks. It's just bad. It makes you so grateful for the Salt Lake City airport and the way it's been built.
Yeah, aside from the long walk you got to take.
That's fine, because along the long walk, there's a lot of great stores, restaurants, eateries.
Well, and there's mostly that one big long corridor where there is nothing in there right now.
Oh, yeah.
But even that one, I have not mind, and I'm completely out of shape, and I don't mind that.
Dude, the Reno airport was just so bad. And we were there for 3 hours. Like, if we would have lost, that game would have been even a longer trip. So, yeah. No, but you're right. Judgment Saturday tomorrow. A lot of big basketball games. Duke, North Carolina, Iowa State's acting against Houston. Like, there's some good basketball tomorrow, and I'm excited about this Aggie men's basketball team. Big 6-game stretch, right? Starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
Pretender, contender. We're going to find out a lot about the Aggies here in the next 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, if they can come out with 3 or 4 wins, I think most people will be happy with games at San Diego State, at Colorado State, home games against Boise and San Diego State and Nevada, plus a road game at Wyoming. I mean, that's pretty tough. But we'll also hear from Danny Sprinkle. Since they left really early today, media spoke with him yesterday after practice, and so we'll play that audio. It's actually pretty long, so that'll take up most of our second segment here in the first hour. We'll also preview the other Mountain West games and also any other big college basketball games. Ajay mentioned there's quite a few good ones this weekend, even outside the Mountain West, although, to be honest, most of the games this weekend in the Mountain West aren't particularly exciting, save for the one, obviously, with Utah State and San Diego State. We'll also have an interview, Roman Ruiz, former Utah State track and field athlete. Really interesting story for him. He suffered a cardiac arrest in 2020 and has been on a long road to recovery. He's actually participating in an event, in a track and field event this weekend with Utah State. Again, he'll be competing not necessarily for Utah State. I think I forget the exact designation, but he'll be participating in the event. Certainly a great story. So we'll get a chance to talk with him early in the second hour. We'll also be discussing a few things around the NBA. A topic that's kind of flared up is the NBA's 65-game minimum to be eligible for pretty much every end-of-season award.
Yep.
And we're probably going to expect the blowback once things actually started impacting certain players.
Sure.
Because I don't think anybody was against it at the time. At least there wasn't a lot of pushback. But now we're getting a little bit more as people are realizing, oh, yeah, here's how many people might actually miss out on awards. So we'll get into that in the second hour as well, and then we'll also preview tonight. There's a bunch of Region 11 boys basketball games restarting. We had girls basketball kind of restarting yesterday. I think there was only one game actually in action.
Yeah.
But we'll look at that and then look forward to games tonight in Region 11. So lots to talk about. And there's also NBA All-Star snubs. I don't know if there's anyone you're particularly... I mean, Lowry Markkanen's probably the big snub for most Jazz fans, but...
Is he actually a snub, though?
Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think he was good enough, but the problem is that you have 25 players who are good enough to be All-Stars, and you get, well, I guess there's, 24 All-Stars? So I guess...
If he's in the Eastern Conference, he's starting.
Yeah. I'd have to double-check. You may be right. I haven't really followed the All-Stars really closely, because I knew Lowry Markkanen wasn't getting in. I thought he wasn't playing all that much worse than last year, so I felt like he's still good enough to be an All-Star, but I knew that he wasn't going to get in. So that's just how it is. We can talk about that as well, but we got to start off with the big ticket item for today's show. Utah State going up against San Diego State tomorrow. This is a series that's become, a rivalry. I don't know if it really fits the traditional sense of rivalry, but there's obviously not a whole lot of love lost between these two teams.
No.
For the longest time, San Diego State controlled the series. When Utah State joined the Mountain West, they lost 11 straight games to San Diego State. And the first time they beat them in conference play was in 2019. But since, I think 2019, or since the Aggies got that first win, I think the series is 7-6 in favor of San Diego State. So this has been a back-and-forth series where for the last 5 years, essentially, these two teams have been even. That's not always been that way because San Diego State, they were really reaching a peak in those late 2000s, 2010s and into the mid-2010s. That was kind of when Utah State took a bit of a dip as they joined the Mountain West. But now, Utah State's on the up and up again. San Diego State's obviously reaching some of its highest heights, reaching obviously the national final last year. But still, 7-6 between these two sides over the last 5 years. 4 times they've met in the Mountain West Conference Championship. Not just in the Mountain West Tournament, but the Mountain West Conference Championship. And they've split that series in that particular game 2-2. So, Ajay, this is if it's not maybe the most intense rivalry, I don't know if we have any intense basketball rivalries, but if nothing else, it's probably the most important one over the last 5 years.
The most intense rivalry would be Boise State and Utah State. Like the pure hatred between the two teams, and I'll say it, the two teams and the fan bases is legit. People hate Max Rice, and then people hate, Boise State hates Sam Merrill. They still do.
I figure San Diego State would hate Sam Merrill.
Ryan Odom and Leon Rice do not like each other when they were playing up against each other. Danny Sprinkle, Coach Sprinkle, is very, very well aware of who Boise State is in that rivalry. That's an intense rivalry. This is a respected, highly competitive rivalry between San Diego State and Utah State. Pure, unadulterated, raw talent on both squads. And it's been that way since 2018. Malachi Flynn and that Aztec team versus Sam Merrill and his Aggies, still one of the greatest games I've ever seen in person in my life. That was incredible basketball. High, raw talent. And I think we're back to there again. Great Osabor, Ladie on the other side, Trammell is a guard, and I just totally forgot our own guard's name, dude.
Darius Brown?
Thank you. That sucks. Dude,
all the fans can tell you how often I just randomly space people's names.
I can't, man. Dude, there's a lot of high-quality matchup basketball tomorrow. This is a very well-respected rivalry. I respect the absolute heck out of Brian Dutcher. I've chatted with him before. I've had conversations with him before. He is as good as they come. Opposite, whatever you think of Leon Rice, think purely opposite of him, and that's Brian Dutch. Great guy, great dude, incredibly well respected. He's got a great IQ of the game. It's going to be a chess match tomorrow.
See, I got the impression.
Aztecs offense, Aggie defense.
See, I got the impression, when I went to media days, I chatted briefly with both Leon and Brian. I got a similar impression. Very friendly individuals. Granted, it's media, and they're always going to be friendly there.
Yeah.
But I got the impression that Leon Rice is a pretty cool dude, but he has the unfortunate quality of looking really whiny during games.
Just pissing people off because he says stupid things, and he does stupid things.
Yeah.
Like, when you watch Dutcher coach, watch Dutcher coach. He doesn't go out there and piss and moan about every single little thing. You got Leon Rice halfway on the court, giving the flopping sign, and then you've got him with the media, little schneid, little chassels and little schneids at either the team or the referees. It never stops with him. He's always got some kind of a show to put on. Then he relays it to BJ Raines, and BJ Raines will put out tweets for him, in the name of Leon Rice.
Well, of course, BJ Raines is currently in a feud with the Rice family because apparently they got mad about stuff that he tweeted about Max Rice.
No way. Is that true?
Yeah, Max Rice refused to interview with BJ Raines after, I think, the New Mexico game.
What?
Because BJ had the audacity to point out that Max Rice hasn't been shooting very well.
Oh, man, I got to unmute BJ Raines now. Oh, dude, I got to see that. But, okay, so sorry. Anyways, I kind of went off tangent. I apologize. But Jason, Dutcher's a great coach.
Oh,
this is going to be a very, very good matchup. I love the Trammell versus Darius Brown matchup. Give me that every day, all day, twice on Sunday. Those two are going to go at it. This is going to be fun basketball. When's the last time the Aggies have won inside Viejas Arena?
1998.
I think it... We'll get there in a little bit. But I love this matchup. What are some of the matchups you're looking forward to here?
Well, I mean, the headline matchup is obviously Great Osborne, Jaden Ledee. These are two back to the basket. Granted, Ledee also has a step out to the three-point line shot. Where I think he's shooting, 38% or something to that effect, 37% and change. Where he obviously has a three-point element to his game that Osborne doesn't. But aside from that, the majority, 50+% of his possessions are post-ups and offensive rebound putbacks, which is a very similar profile to Osborne. Osborne probably a greater share of post-ups, maybe not quite as many offensive rebound putbacks, but as far as ratio to where his points come from, Osborne just gets virtually all of his points in the post and then some in transition. So these are two guys who are likely going to end up guarding each other. That's kind of where it's interesting, is these two guys are not only going to be going up against each other, they're going to be guarding each other. And they both draw a ton of fouls. So to me, I feel like this is going to be a race to getting the other guy in foul trouble. As kind of dumb as I think that is and as unfortunate as it'll be, one of these two guys I think is going to pick up 2 fouls in the first half, and that's going to have a significant impact on the game. Where the coach is going to have to make a decision of, do I leave my best player in or suffer the potential disadvantage of playing 9 or 10 minutes without your best player on the court? I hope that doesn't happen. I hope they just both stay out of foul trouble. Osborne has been really good at staying out of foul trouble all year. He rarely fouls. I don't know if Ledee's had any issues with foul trouble, but I don't think either of them has faced as good a player across from them as they will tonight. I think the closest you get is Osborne. It was, I think, the Enrique Freeman forward. I forget which team was it San Francisco that he plays for, or is it somewhere?
Or was it was San Francisco. I think you're right.
Yeah, because Freeman obviously have a really good year, but I don't know if Osborne guarded Freeman a ton.
Not as much.
So it'll be kind of interesting to see. Maybe Osborne will spend a lot of time, or maybe they'll try and shift and have Isaac Johnson guarding him, or Khalifa Sacco, which that presents its own issues because I don't know if either of those can handle Ledee very well. So that's where a lot of the game is going to be pointed at, is how Osborne and Ledee go at each other. But I do agree with you. You look at Darian Trammell, Lamont Butler going up against Darius Brown and Ian Martinez. That's just as much of a big matchup, but it's not going to be the headliner where Ledee and Osborne are going to be the two guys battling. It's going to be who's the Mountain West Player of the Year, because right now it's Ledee and Osborne, and there's also Jalen House and Isaiah Stevens. There's 6 players who you could maybe make an argument for, but Osborne and Ledee are kind of seen as the 2 best players in the Mountain West right now. They're about to face off, so people will focus on that. But I do think the guard matchups are going to be particularly interesting, especially because I think the team that has a good three-point shooting game, if either are able to, because both Utah State and San Diego State kind of struggle, but if one of these teams has a good three-point shooting night, like it's going to come from the guards, and obviously that team will have a huge advantage. I want to get to the full court press text line. We've had a few texts coming in. If you guys want to join the show, give your thoughts on Saturday's games or any of our other topics in today's show, you can text the full court press text line 435-339-0321. 5338 with a couple of texts, one right about as the show started. Says the 5338 Sports Re-Education Academy and Think Tank AI Predictive Engine says the Aggies will come up just short in their basketball game tomorrow at San Diego State, 76-72.
How the crap did you just read that without even pausing?
Well, he sends a text like that in a lot, so
Yeah, but still,
you get some practice.
You just read that off like it was a sounded script. Like, that was incredible, dude.
I'm a professional. But thank you.
Oh, my gosh, that was impressive. 76-72 is fair.
Yeah,
That's a fair score. It's a fair prediction.
Yeah, I think that this game probably ends in the 70s. Utah State's kind of struggled to hold some of the better teams below 75 or even 80 at times. So I have half a mind to think San Diego State could break 80, but I agree. 76-72, fair enough prediction. 5338 saying the real All-Star game is tomorrow. Get psyched. Yes, talking about the NBA All-Star game. I guess the real All-Star game is, I'm assuming, talking about Utah State, San Diego State.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I don't know if I call it an All-Star game. It's going to be a good one, though.
It's going to feel like an All-Star game because a lot of the best players in the conference going up against each other. And one of the most impactful games probably of the Mountain West schedule so far for the Aggies. Say so far, but I feel like I can say that about every single game from now on. It's like, this is the new most impactful game. Every new game. 9315, also 3 texts actually. First off, yes, Ajay. Or
Okay.
something about, he's happy you're here.
No. Oh, okay. I was like, yes, no.
I was like at the very beginning, I was like, yes, comma, Ajay. There you go.
Nice interpretation. I hope that is a translation, but we'll find out.
I'm pretty sure I said just missing a comma there. But a couple more texts from 9315 said, what do you give USU's chances to win over the next 6 games?
It's. Hey, do you have that schedule right there by chance, or I have it too? I think right here.
I can list. Excuse me.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
I'm not going to give you mouth to mouth, so I hope you can fix whatever it is that you're.
I don't need it. So.
All right. So the next 6 games, of course, starts tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon, I should say, with San Diego State. After that, the Aggies are at home against Nevada, and then of course tomorrow night on Saturday night. And then at Laramie, which is never an easy place to win, just as Colorado State.
And Nevada.
Yeah, and Nevada. And then they're at Colorado State and home against San Diego State. Ooh.
So to give you an idea, I'll list off Ken Palm. He has like his predictive metrics and like percentages of chance to win or lose. And I feel like his are fairly accurate, close to what I think they would be. And so he gives Utah State 35% chance to win tomorrow. His predicted score is 75-71. 72% chance to win against Nevada. 69% chance to win home against Boise State. 79% to win at Wyoming. 41% to win at Colorado State. And so his predictive metric has the Aggies, 58% chance to win San Diego State to close out that 6-game stretch. So his prediction has the Aggies going 4-2 with a 60 to 70% chance, roughly, to win the tougher games against Nevada, Boise State, Colorado State, San Diego State. Well, I guess the 2 losses are in the 30s or 40s, but the home games, 60 to 70% chance, 35-40% chance to win those away games, and a pretty high chance of beating Wyoming. Tough as it is, Utah State should probably be able to come in with the win there regardless. To me, 4-2 is kind of that average that you're expecting.
Okay.
And depending on how much better or worse the Aggies are than we think they are, If they're slightly worse or if they go through a bit of adversity or maybe a guy rolls his ankle and doesn't play as well, they drift toward 3-3 or, heaven forbid, 2-4, 1-5. If they really step up to the challenge, they steal one of these road games, you're looking at 4-2 easily if they win one of these road games. To be honest, if they won one of the road games, you'd almost be disappointed at 4-2 at that point. But if you steal one of the road games, win at home, you end up at 5-1, and if they go 6-0, pen them in as the Mountain West Championship right then and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, 4-2 for me, that's kind of the starting point, and depending on how optimistic and pessimistic you are, you go up and down from there. Probably not much further than 3-3 or 5-1 either direction.
Okay, so what are you saying after 6-game stretch? You're saying your record is what again? I'm sorry.
So it'd be 4-2 through those, you'd end up 23-4, I think is what it would end up being.
Yeah. And then who do you have them losing to, and who do you have them beating?
So, the easy ones to pick is just losing at San Diego State and Colorado State. But to be honest, I could see them winning against Colorado State, but maybe getting swept by San Diego State or maybe even losing to Boise State.
Okay.
Because Boise State is proving to be deadly on the road, like the best road Mountain West team we've seen.
Incredible, aren't they?
Winning at some pretty tough places, at the Pit, at Nevada. Although I'd still give the Aggies a pretty dang good chance of winning at home against Boise State, especially since they obviously won at Boise State. And it's also Stu Morrill night. So, for me, the most likely loss, the one that you almost pencil in as a loss, is at San Diego State tomorrow. Wouldn't floor me if they won, but that's kind of the one you're thinking, okay, if they're going 4-2, that's the first one you pencil in as a loss. With the other two losses most likely being at Colorado State or home against San Diego State.
All right, you ready for the hot take of your night?
You're about to predict them to go 2-4.
So they beat San Diego State tomorrow.
All right.
They lose to Nevada at home. They beat Boise State at home. They beat Wyoming at home. They lose at Colorado State, and then they beat San Diego State at home. They sweep San Diego State. They sweep Boise State. They lose to Colorado State. They beat Wyoming, and they lose to Nevada. So you're looking at, was that 4-2 it is?
Yeah, I think that comes out to 4-2.
4-2. Just a different 4-2.
I think that's fair. I am curious to see how they match up with Nevada. To be honest, I've only watched a very small amount of Nevada basketball. And they weren't playing very well in that game.
But look, there's never a normal night in this Mountain West Conference.
That's true.
You know that, right? It's just like, it's incredible what this conference is able to put up in regards of entertainment, and we're going to get some here coming up for the next few weeks. It's going to be some fun basketball. Now you're almost out of the dog days of January, and now it's put up or shut up time, because in the next 3 weeks of the 4 weeks in February is going to determine where the Aggies sit standing coming in the Mountain West tournament.
Yeah, get yourself 4-2 record. You put yourself in an excellent spot to end up with over the last 4 games of the regular season.
You going to Las Vegas, by the way?
I should be.
Good. Awesome. We're actually staying at a new hotel. So we used to stay at South Point. We're staying at the Palace Station this year.
Really?
Yeah, both men's and women's will be there.
Huh.
It's kind of interesting.
I'll have to see where I go. They usually just put me up in some random hotel.
Really? Where'd you stay last year?
Some random hotel. I can't remember what it was.
Really?
It wasn't a bad place. And it was actually within walking distance of the stadium.
Eric, hook this guy up. Get him to the Palace Station. Get him a suite. Okay, he's only going to be there for a few days. Okay, let him get room service or something.
Gosh.
Take care of your guys.
Can't imagine seeing that bill and be like, oh my gosh.
Walk in your room, there's chocolate strawberries laying all over the freaking bed.
Anyway, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we have a few more texts coming in, so we'll read those. We'll also hear from Danny Sprinkle. He spoke to the media yesterday. We'll have that audio coming up next here on the Full Court Press.
Do you like to gamble on your appliance? You don't have to. This is Jay at Daryl's Appliance. Only at Daryl's can you apply up to 100% of the diagnostic charge towards the purchase of a new or scratch and dent appliance. Plus, get Daryl's exclusive 2-year warranty on your scratch and dent purchase and Daryl's legendary service. Remember, we always service what we sell. Experience the Daryl's difference. See store for details. Daryl's Appliance, west on Airport Road.
See Daryl's Appliance in beautiful downtown Benson. Love is in the air this Valentine's Day with a special evening waiting for you at the Riverwoods Valentine's Extravaganza. Come enjoy a delicious buffet, complete with prime rib, black and roasted turkey, teriyaki salmon, baby back ribs, chicken cordon bleu, and more. The menu will also include appetizers, soup, salads, and you know the dessert bar will be endless options of delectable cheesecakes, chocolate-covered strawberries, brownies, and more. Experience a Valentine's like no other. Love, laughter, and lavish feasting await. Reserve today. Riverwoods Conference Center, 750-5151, 750-5151.
Your search for copiers and printers should include Les Olson IT. There you'll find sharp copiers with powerful technology giving you one-click scanning to your office software programs. You'll find reliable HP printers that help your work groups get more done. And you'll find Ricoh graphic systems for professional quality prints. You'll find local supply delivery and peace of mind knowing you're covered by the best service in the industry.
Les Olson IT.
Every question is a great question at Adams Wealth Advisors. Do we have enough money for retirement? Can we finally plan that trip? With the ups and downs of the economy, are our portfolios recession-proof?
This is Craig Adams. At Adams Wealth Advisors, we are here to help you receive peace of mind whether you've done a lot of planning or a little planning. Count on our team at Adams Wealth Advisors for honesty, professionalism, and integrity.
Visit adamswealthadvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
The Cache Valley Media Group Home and Garden Show presented by Anderson Seed and Garden is March 22nd and 23rd. As a business owner, you can visit with, invite, and explain to thousands of potential customers how your business can help. How else are you going to come in contact with several thousand people in only 2 days? The Cache Valley Media Group Home and Garden Show at the Eccles Ison Events Center. Google Cache Valley Home and Garden Show or call 752-1390 for details.
Talking the sports you care about. The Full Court Press on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan.
Welcome back to the Full Court Press. Jason Walker and LJ Silverman here with you.
I love it. That's the dude. No one comes up with better nicknames than Jason Waker.
Jason Waker and LJ Silverman here on the Full Court Press, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM, The Fan. Streaming online, 1069thefan.com and the 1069 The Fan mobile app. Had a few texts that I didn't quite get to. I don't think I read 9-15's score prediction they sent in. It said USU 79, others 73, which is another fair prediction. I think a game in the 70s, maybe one team cracking the 80s, is probably a score you're looking at. Two good defensive teams, but also both fairly capable offensive. That's something that we expected Utah State to try and have their strength be in defense. San Diego State's always had their strength in defense. But the funny thing is both teams are pretty capable on offense. Like San Diego State's averaging like 76 points a game. And Utah State averaging, I think, they're in like the high 70s. Mm-hmm. Have been in the low 80s at one point as far as points per game. 5338. He mentioned saying the real All-Star game is tomorrow. Get psyched. And he said, I'm not talking about the Aggie basketball game tomorrow.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, now I'm struggling to know what game's happening tomorrow.
Is there a game tomorrow that we don't know about?
There's a high school swim meet tomorrow.
Is that what he's talking about?
Maybe. You gotta let us know. Let us in on the secret. 5338. We're both confused. We're always confused. 2947 says it'll be hard for the Aggies to beat San Diego State when so far every single game from now on. For every single game from now on the Impact not at home. Trying to.
Let's see here. It'll be hard for the Aggies to beat San Diego State when every single game from now on.
Think the end of that text got a little garbled, but yeah,
let us know. What's your thoughts?
I know it will be hard for the Aggies to beat San Diego State on the road. Like I said, it's only happened one time in the entire history of the series. Utah State, they won the first 3 games. The very first one, it says in 1962, but I don't think San Diego State was even Division I at that point. And the funny thing is, when you go to San Diego State's their website, they list the series, they don't even start until 2014. They don't even acknowledge anything that happened before Utah State joined the Mountain West. But in 1998, the Aggies beat San Diego State in California, and Viejas opened in like 1997. It was in Cox Arena. But the Aggies beat them in 1998 there. But then, since 2014, it's been, 0 for 9, I think.
Yeah.
In road games at San Diego State. So it's been tough sledding. I mean, and of those 9 games, only one has been within 10 points. The average margin of victory for San Diego State in that 9-0 stretch is like 15. And there was one game, I think it was 2019, where the game was like 68-63. It's the closest it's ever been. It's been a little rough, but I think this year, it's one where it could be close. But I also wouldn't be too surprised if San Diego State just pulls out a double-digit victory.
Comes alive in the final 8 minutes of basketball and just pulls it, away. Very possible. What we have to remember, Jason, and disagree with me if you need to, please, but if the Aggies lose, it is not the worst thing in the world. It's okay.
It's like when they lost to New Mexico. You're obviously disappointed, but that's not the end-all be-all.
Exactly.
The Aggies have a 2-game lead.
State.
The Aggies have a 2-game lead in the Mountain West standings. They're 1 game ahead of Boise State, but have a tiebreaker, so it's effectively 2 games. And then they're 2 games ahead of New Mexico and San Diego State, who will both have at least 3 losses come the weekend. And the worst Utah State can do is 7-2. Anyway, want to turn to Danny Sprinkle, his audio from yesterday. We'll turn it over to him and hear what he had to say about the upcoming matchup.
Quick, obviously San Diego State, not a lot of words need to be said, with their tradition and success that they've had. Everybody knows about them. We know what we're in for. It's going to be a physical, grimy game. Probably the most physical that we played this year. And we're going to have to do a tremendous job taking care of the basketball. But it's going to come down to, both teams will guard each other, and it's going to come down to rebounding. Like Darius and Mason got against San Jose, we got to be able to come up with all of them. You can't let those guys get going. They expose every weakness you have if you don't box out, because they play with tremendous effort.
The going-in matchup that people have been talking about is Osibor against Ledee. Would Great cover him or defensively, or how would that match?
Yeah, he's going to have to at times. They're both going to have to guard each other at times, whether you're in switching or whether it's just man up. And, I really think, they're 2 of the hardest guys to guard in the low post in the entire country. And they both proven it this year. And it'll be a fun matchup. Ledee's so strong and does a tremendous job, playing low and using his pivots. And he creates so much space because not only is he strong lower body, his upper body is so strong, and he does a great job clearing space for himself, and he's got tremendous touch. I don't know how much he shot outside last year, but I know this year, he can really shoot that. He can shoot the 3, he can shoot the 18-footer when he faces up, and that's why he's one of the top candidates for Player of the Year in the entire country this year.
And I think you already mentioned earlier when Darius would have a chance to play against Butler.
Yeah.
So now that's another matchup that's kind of interesting here, too.
It is, and the one thing is he might be one of the best on-ball defenders, if not in the country. Not only does he have great size and athleticism, but he's got hands really quick like Jalen House. Now he's a lot bigger than House and thicker, but he has the same quickness of his hands. And he does it. If you try to cross over in front of him, he's taking it, and he's proven that for 4 straight years. I remember seeing him in high school, and he's always been like that, And he's a perfect fit for their style, and he's a tremendous player.
So you guys, the last few games have had maybe a few extra turnovers. They weren't wanting. How have you tried to address that? Maybe
you can address it. They were bad plays. If we're just going to get outlets and just literally throw the ball out of bounds, I can't coach that. Nobody can coach that, and so we have to clean it up, and it's a focus deal, and we're not going to get away with that on Saturday.
Some of the other players on San, obviously we know about Butler and Ledee and Trammell, some of those other guys have been pretty good players for him as well.
They've been great. Reese Dixon Waters, I know his dad really well, and I know when he was at USC, and he's done a tremendous job and added another dimension. Played great the other night. He can score at every level. he's going to be playing basketball for a long time, making a lot of money because of his size and just his skill level and score making ability, I guess you could call it. But also, Parrish, like, they're so deep, they're long, they can shoot it. If you let them get going from three, you're in trouble. You really are. And so it's hard because you have to pack the paint guarding Ledee, but they also have other guys that can get 20 to 25 points on any given night.
More capable offensive team for them than we've seen over the years that they've won games on defense.
Yep.
Are they a more capable offensive team, do you think?
I think so. I mean, I shouldn't say I know, but I haven't studied them like we have this year. I know they're very capable of hurting you from three, like they hit 10 against Colorado State, and they have one of the best low post threats in the country, and they have a tremendous point guard who's been through a lot of wars, just like Darius, and knows how to play, knows how to win, and knows how to make the big shot.
Seems like winning on the road is kind of the difference between like who's going to be contending for the Mountain West title and who's not. You guys have one road win. I guess that's just another key if you're looking for that regular season title.
We got 3 road wins.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Don't take any of them. They're hard. Yeah. Don't. Yeah.
I was thinking the most recent one, but yeah, it's like winning on the road. Obviously, a key. That's just kind of another example. You got to win these kind of games.
Yeah.
To have a chance at the title.
You do. And obviously it's a great opponent. Now we know the championship is not Saturday afternoon. The championships is still in about whatever it is, 42 or 49 days. And so we know, it's not the end all be all, but it'll show us where we're at and where we need to get to, the rest of the season.
Seems like lately Ian and Josh have really been giving you some good lifts and really been hitting the ball. I mean, those guys, everybody knows about Darius now and great, but those two guys have really been helping you out a lot.
They have, and Ian's been great for a while. Like he's kind of getting into his flow, and the one thing he can do is you can always just get him the ball and he's going to get a shot, and a lot of times he's going to make a tough shot. But Josh has added another Mason, like Fish, like we have weapons like they do, where it's hard to scout because if you just pack the paint on Ledee, they got 5 other guys that can score the basketball, and I feel like we're similar. Now, are we going to have to make some threes? Yeah, everybody has to make some threes to beat San Diego State. They do a tremendous job guarding a drive, and they take a lot of pride in their defense, and you have to be able to make some shots against them.
Do you guys have anything else? Mark, did you have?
Yeah, Coach, a couple things. Just in terms of the game with Ledee and Great, it seems like they're officiated differently on the road and home. How much of a key is how they're officiated and whether they hit foul calls? I mean, Ledee shoots 20 free throws at home or in their wins as he does in their losses, and so it becomes a big factor. One of the factors that could be in the game is how it's officiated.
Yeah, I mean, it's always huge, especially when you're playing in a physical league like ours, and you do have to play through a lot more contact, in the Mountain West than leagues that I've previously been a part of. But, I mean, they're both players. They both know that guys are going to be hanging on them. They know the second they cross half court, both of them, like, there's going to be physicality guarding them. They're going to get double team, triple team, and I think both of those guys have shown throughout the year that they're more capable of playing through contact, and neither one of them, like, none of them whine to the officials either. Like I like that about Ledee and Great, where like they'll just keep playing, and that's a sign of a mature, good player.
I want to take you back to when you first got the job. I know you've been about this before. I apologize to local media that heard this. But was there a moment when after you took the job, where you sort of looked around and said, "Oh my God, what did I just do?"
Oh yeah, for about the first 5 months, almost every day. It was hard. It was hard because it was, not only just the emotions of leaving a good team and a place that I love, but just, my whole, like, we got lives too. My staff, like, we had mortgages, we had houses in Bozeman. There's a lot of other stuff that went into it other than just trying to sign an entire roster and get them together but these players have they've made the transition a lot easier, and the people in Utah have made it a lot easier. But no, that's just the truthful answer. I mean, it was every day.
I've seen some comments where you said that you don't really like the whole NIL era and what
I've never said that. I actually like the NIL era, so I've never said that. I'm all for kids getting paid. They deserve it, and to some of the extremes, who knows? But yeah, I've never said I'm against the NIL.
I guess the quote I saw was about what it would do to the Big Sky. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, and it does hurt those. It does hurt those leagues.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Is it weird that something like that hurts the Big Sky actually kind of helped you in assembling a roster at the next level?
Well, it did and it didn't, because we didn't have a lot of NIL money to give these guys, and so we're not like a lot of the schools in the Mountain West. To be honest, we don't have the money a lot of these teams do. We were very, very fortunate to get, almost all these players with no money, and so. Now, we got Darius and Great just because of our relationship with them and coaching them. It had nothing to do with money. Now, some of the other players in the Big Sky, yeah, they probably did leave to get paid, and they deserve to get paid. But the NIL did not help us assemble our roster. I'll make that clear.
In terms of the transfer portal, what are your thoughts on that? And on the two-time transfers, do you like it? Do you not like it?
Yeah, I like it. Does it make coaching harder? Is it harder for fans? I think it is, because, fans at all these places, like San Diego State and Utah State, like they're used to seeing guys for 3 or 4 years, and they like getting accustomed to rooting for the same player and seeing them go from being a young pup into a all-conference player and developing relationships over those 3-4 years, where it's a different landscape now where you might have the majority of your roster only for a year or two, and it'll be an adjustment for everybody in the country, because it's going to be really hard to have players stick in the same system for 4 or 5 years.
Two more things really quickly. 5 years ago, before the sort of the free transfer and the changes in the transfer rules, can you even imagine doing what you just did this year?
No. I can't believe we did it even right now today. But no, it is. And it's going to change even more in the next 2 years. You see with the conference realignment, like there's a reason these conferences are realigning. And, I hope it doesn't happen, but they're going to have their own set of rules in football here pretty quick.
Right. But doing what you just did, do you think we're going to start seeing that more and more? Teams just flip an entire roster in 1 year and have success?
Yeah, I don't know how successful a lot of teams will be, but I think it's probably a bad standard that we're setting for a lot of ADs out there, because they're going to think that a lot of teams can do this. And we've been very fortunate. We've had some great breaks, and a lot of our breaks, like our players have made those breaks. But we've been very fortunate to where, if there was 100 teams that had to do what we did, 3 or 4 of them are going to win at the level that we've won so far. And so, hopefully, ADs around the country don't think that this is going to happen everywhere, and coaches are losing their jobs because of it.
Can I make something very, so I'm going to pull back the veil just a tad bit.
Got to make it quick, so we got to take a break.
Oh, come over here and make it quick. Okay, so Danny Sprinkle is a breath of fresh air compared to Ryan Odom. Ryan Odom was like pulling teeth out of a dentist to get him to talk. But Danny Sprinkle's been totally different. We talked about it at the coaches show off the air, but just how nice it is to have a guy who's willing to be open and talk to us as a coach. And I just think that's so impressive. And listening to that interview, it's so cool to see just the honesty. It really is. It's nice.
Yeah, it's the honesty. Like, there's things that obviously you don't talk about and you kind of keep secret. Like, you're not pulling the entire, the cloak completely off. But, like, he's not out there just, doing a completely coach speak and just being, completely reserved. That's what I like about both Danny Sprinkle and Coach Anderson. He's a lot of the same way.
They're both open, yep.
We do need to take a break. When we come back, we'll might have to combine the last 2 segments, but we'll keep things going here on the Full Court Press.
Hello, I'm Brent Wallace, President and Commercial Loan Officer at Cache Valley Bank. I've spent 18 years in banking, and I'm ready to share that expertise to help you meet your financial goals. I have a great team of bankers who are dedicated to providing you with the personalized attention you deserve. Come visit me at our main branch, or give me a call and let me show you what opening an account with us can do for you. We look forward to meeting you. Cache Valley Bank, member FDIC.
Don't get caught without power to your home or business. This is Tyler with Golden Spike Electric. We offer Generac backup generators to keep your home or business warm, avoiding frozen pipes, loss of valuable food, or even a flooded basement. Golden Spike Electric is certified and factory trained, so you know it will be installed right and properly maintained. Contact Golden Spike Electric so you'll never be without power again. Online at gsegenerators.com. We also service other brands, Golden Spike Electric and Generac, power you can count on.
Hi, I'm Jay Broadbent with Alpine Home Medical. I'd like to invite you to learn more about us. Since 1997, we've been Utah's premier one-stop shop for home medical equipment. What sets us apart at Alpine Home Medical is the superior level of customer service. We provide home oxygen, CPAPs, wheelchairs, scooters, breast pumps, and so much more. Come on down and get to know us.
Alpine Home Medical, we bring wellness home.
Visit alpinehomemedical.com.
When it comes to home care, it's important to know you have a choice. If you or a loved one is in need of hospice or home health services, remember that Primrose Home Care and Hospice believes in treating the patient as well as the problem. We work directly with you and your doctor to create a health plan that's catered to your needs. Our team is devoted to providing options in the freedom and safety of your own home. Visit us at primrosecare.com or call to schedule a free consultation. Primrose Home Care and Hospice, your local hospice and home health provider since 2006.
It's that first kiss, that moment in time.
It's that look in her eye when you get the first sign.
We make it personal, you know when it's real.
Something for everyone, we know how you feel. Jarrett's fine jewelry, make it special, make it Jarrett's.
Winter is the perfect time to let the Allergy Clinic help with venom testing for next spring and summer. Test now and begin treatments to help with life-threatening stings from honeybees, yellow jackets, white-faced hornets, yellow hornets, and wasps. The Allergy Clinic has helped thousands of people enjoy the outdoors worry-free. The Allergy Clinic in 2 locations, North Logan and Providence, accepts most insurance, including SelectMed. Call the Allergy Clinic at 753-7880. That's 753-7880.
Nearly 21 years ago, Cafe Sabor opened their doors in historic Logan train station. With the help of hundreds of amazing employees and patronage of thousands of wonderful customers, Cafe Sabor is proud to have been voted 3 years in a row Cache Valley's favorite Mexican restaurant in the Best of Northern Utah contest. Follow Cafe Sabor on social media for giveaways and promotions. Search Cafe Sabor for a restaurant near you. Thank you, Cache Valley, from your friends at Cafe Sabor.
You know you recognize that song. I'm talking to you, class of 1976. Hi, this is Rusty Allen with LSS Insurance, and turning 65 means it's time to talk Medicare. LSS is here to help. Call 752-9493 for help with Medicare. As your local agent, we will research benefits, costs, and look up prescriptions so there aren't any surprises at the pharmacy. Call LSS at 752-9493.
Locker 42 is a store for Utah State fans. Many of the items you'll find there are custom, one-of-a-kind, produced by Locker 42. Such production allows for the best possible prices and custom orders that are unheard of at this level, and is one of the highest contributing licensees for royalty sales. Your purchase at Locker 42 is supporting scholarships and student athletes. Hoodies, t-shirts, hats, jackets, everything Aggie is at Locker 42. Locker 42, a store for Aggie fans by Aggie fans.
Hello, Cache Valley. This is Tom Hale at Blue Sky Restoration, formerly ARS. Remember, got a mess? Call ARS. We want to let you know that here at Blue Sky, we still have the same great staff, we provide the same excellent service, and are ready to help you in your time of need with water mitigation, mold remediation, or a fire. From Blue Sky Restoration, thank you for trusting our staff and myself for over 35 years with your disaster needs, and we will continue to be here for you.
Weather changes are tough on your transmission. As we move to colder winter weather, AMCO Transmission invites you to bring your vehicle in for preventative maintenance before the snow flies. Have a diesel pickup, Cummins, Duramax, or Power Stroke? AMCO in Logan is your transmission specialist, and they promise to get you in quickly. For over 50 years, AMCO Total Car Care has been experts in repair for transmissions, brakes, tune-ups, and more. Find your local AMCO. 75 East, 2000 North, 752-1940.
This is Nate Lamson with Valley Office Systems, your home team when local matters. Valley Office Systems is your local provider for all things office, copiers, printers, furniture, and document management. Proudly serving Cache Valley since 2007. Visit valleyofficesystems.com.
It doesn't matter who you root for. The Full Court Press has all the high school sports covered. The Full Court Press. Connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and online at 1069thefan.com.
Welcome back to the Full Court Press. Jason Walker and Ajay Salvesen. We've got some guests rolling in here. They're going to be here at the we'll do the interview at the top of the second hour. Roman Ruiz, former Utah State athlete. But we'll have that at the top of the at the next hour. We'll finish out the first hour here. Have a few texts coming in here on the Full Court Press text line. 5338. He was telling us about the real All-Star game tomorrow, and this tells you how out of step I am with a lot of pro sports.
He's like, it's not a secret, guys. Do a little research. I'm starting a little busy with basketball because we have a nationally. I don't know if you know this 5338, but we have a nationally ranked basketball team at Utah State. They're really good at. You should watch them. They're really good. They're playing tomorrow against San Diego State.
This is our quad one texter 5338 you're making fun of here.
I'm not making fun. I'm just helping them understand where our priorities are. We cover local sports.
Yeah. He's talking about hockey.
Unless I have a Utah State Aggie hockey dude in this All-Star game, I really don't care.
Yeah. We're maybe going to get a hockey team around here. We'll see. Ryan Smith really I ended up watching part of the NHL, the commissioner was doing a media availability. I think, are they going to talk about Utah getting a team? I didn't think they would, but maybe there was a chance. But then the whole thing about the press conference was a hockey player is going to compete in the Olympics in 2026.
Which, by the way, is really awesome.
Yeah, that is amazing. It's amazing for hockey fans, but I don't care.
Well, yeah, the Olympics you do. Yes, the Olympics you do.
I guess kind of. It didn't make a huge difference to me because, for me, with NHL and Major League Baseball, there are sports I kind of pay attention to, but unless or until they get a pro team, I will not, dive feet first into those sports. It's like how...
Interesting.
Even my NFL fandom is taking a back seat to some respects to
because Tom Brady and the Patriots,
that's kind of part of it. But with the Jazz and covering Utah State, even the Jazz are taking a back seat to me covering Utah State. I don't have as much time.
You don't have as much time?
I got to cover high school sports.
Now
Utah
who's
State?
a Jazz hater? Go ahead.
Are you admitting that you're a Jazz hater?
No.
Those were your words.
No, don't you dare.
Those were your words, not mine.
Okay. Don't you dare twist them.
You said them.
I did. I said, are you a Jazz hater? I watch Jazz basketball.
Clearly referencing the fact that other people call you a Jazz hater.
That's because I'm trying to correct them and notion them to the fact that I'm a realist. And by the way, the realist has been right all year long.
I don't think anyone was under any delusion that this year's Jazz team was really good. They're just excited that they won 15 out of 20 games.
That's sad. That's so sad.
What else are we going to hang on to?
Oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. We're excited about winning 15 out of 20 games against crap teams. And by the way, we lost to the Sixers without Joel Embiid.
Yeah, we beat him without Joel Embiid the other time.
That makes it all better.
No, but it helps.
Or you could beat Boston and you lose to LA without
You got to be positive, Ajay. You got to be positive.
There's nothing wrong with being positive and a realist at the same time. You can do both.
I generally do.
Watch this. The Aggies are going to lose at home to Nevada, but you know what? That's okay.
Yeah, so that's what I do. With the Jazz, I understand they're not particularly good, but I can still be happy when they win.
I don't know. But that's different.
And I don't have to be delusional about their chances to win a championship. But I can still be happy.
That's delusional. That's delusional. That is...
What's delusional? Like
winning a championship?
I mean, I understand it's a long shot. But it's
always
possible.
No. This is like you trying to get a date with Pamela Anderson. It's not happening ever. Okay? It's like me trying to get a date with the beautiful Michelle Rodriguez from Fast and Furious. Not happening.
Look, if the Nuggets can get one, someday maybe the Jazz
my
do.
gosh, we got the top 10 greatest player in NBA history on one team. And then you've got one of the, what? I don't even know what Jordan Clarkson would be. What would Jordan Clarkson be? One of the best 100 hairdos on another team. There's a difference. One's really good at basketball. The other's not.
I'm saying if it can happen, it can happen.
Okay, you know what?
Like I understand the long shot odds because like we're talking about a Nikola Jokic who was
John Stockton's not walking through that door. Mark Eaton's not walking through that door.
No.
Okay, what you're gonna have on your team is the guys from the Bad News Bears, basketball style.
I still hold out hope, Ajay, because otherwise I'd just stop being a Jazz fan.
It's how.
It's like how Utah State fans. Everyone Utah State knows they're never going to win a national title, but they still show up in the Spectrum every year.
No, yeah, they show up. Why don't you?
I'm in the Spectrum every game.
For women's basketball or for men's? Oh, you're talking about men's?
I'm talking about men's.
Oh, they'll win it.
Everyone knows, like in football and basketball, never win a championship, but they still show up.
They could be a Sweet 16 team this year.
That's possible.
Now I'm excited.
You're happy about losing in the quarterfinals?
Oh, screw you. You know, this crap from you.
Anyway, we got to wrap up the first hour here. We got Roman Ruiz. We'll be interviewing him at the top of the next hour. Don't go away. Should be a fun interview.